toy fans, Aaron here, and today I'm going to take a look at the 6-inch Black Series Grand Moff Tarkin. So let's head to that table and check this one out. First up, a look at the packaging, and well, nothing new here. Still in that red and black box, and of course you get a good look at Tarkin and the included interrogation droid through that window packaging. And then down along the bottom, you got the nice sketch artwork of Tarkin, along with his name off to the side. Looking at the side of the packaging, you can see he's number 63 in the lineup. And then on the back side, nothing different here. Still got the 63 in the upper right corner with the larger sketch image of Tarkin, along with a brief little bio about him. And looking at him out of the packaging, this is another home run of a figure. Now, I'm fairly certain that from the waist down, or at least the leg part anyways, is just a reuse of the Director Krennic figure, just this time it's gray with black boots instead of black pants. And potentially even the arms and sleeves are the same, but it's very hard for me to tell on that looking on a white sculpted figure versus the gray plastic. And, it's hard to tell with the shadows. But you know what? I'm really fine with that. They're officer uniforms. They look the same, so that doesn't even matter. Certainly the chest area of the figure is new for this one. And obviously, the head sculpt is new. But also in this area, it is that photorealistic paint operations that they're using. It is a fantastic head sculpt. A fantastic paint job. I think Tarkin, as we saw him in A New Hope, is very well represented here. As I mentioned, that sculpt to the hair is looking fantastic. Has a nice little poof to it, but not overly exaggerated that he had in the movie. Great expression sculpted on the face. Kind of looks like a guy you really don't want to mess with. So overall in this head area, I think everything is just spot on. The flesh tone of the neck is just a touch darker than the head sculpt, but I do think this is a little bit closer than what we've gotten on some other figures. Going into the chest area of the figure, as I already mentioned, it is that Imperial officer uniform. They pretty much have nailed this sculpt every time, and this one here is no exception. You get a great paint job with the little code sticks on each side of the chest, and then his little ranking emblem on the left side of his chest as well is looking pretty good. There's one little chip on the yellow on my figure. It's just going to be something you need to look out for as you pick up your figures. I just didn't notice this one. I was pretty excited just to find this on the shelves. Hand sculpting, he still has that trigger finger extended out even though he doesn't come with a weapon, but that does work out well with some of the hand motions that he uses, when he's like interrogating Leia and stuff. So for the left hand, it's your pretty generic closed hand pose. Painting in the belt area is looking pretty good. Nice painting on that buckle and the little grommet next to it. Bottom half of his coat, skirt piece, whatever you want to call it, it's looking pretty good. There's some slits on the side to allow some room for articulation. And then getting down on the figure, like I already said, it's your sculpted gray piece of plastic with some nice gloss black boots painted there. As far as the articulation of the figure, of course, you can swivel that head all the way around with no problem. You get a little bit of nodding up and down. Kind of would have liked a little bit more room with that, but something just, maybe the chin it looks like is kind of hindering that. And then you get a little bit of tilting side to side. As for the arm area, of course, you're going to get them both going up pretty much out 90 degrees there. And then, of course, you do have your swiveling. As for that elbow area, you're going to get about a 90-degree bend there, which for me, little unfortunate as I was goofing around with some shots. I really wanted more arm bend to kind of get that hand resting on the chin. Maybe I'm asking a little bit too much of this figure, but 90 degrees is what you get in there, and then, of course, it bends straight back out. As for the hands, you're going to get them swiveling around, both of those there, and then that right hand does go side to side with plenty range of motion, and then that left hand also goes side to side. Little more limited motion on there. It's kind of barely holding its own. And then as for the waist, of course, you got your swiveling, and nope, no crunching's going to happen there. And then for the leg area, going to get them going out about so far before this piece just gets in the way. And then kind of the same for the back. And then you're going to get them doing the splits about like so. And then top of the thigh, of course, you got that rotation there. Knee joint is double jointed, so pretty good range of motion with that. And then your ankle articulation's pretty standard. You get your forward and back. And then you get your rotation there. And now the only accessory Tarkin comes with, I guess if you want to call it an accessory, and really it's a droid unto itself. It's the Interrogation Droid that we saw, of course, although with Darth Vader when he was interrogating Princess Leia. This was not seen with Tarkin. But nevertheless, I'm not complaining that we're getting this as an accessory. We didn't see Tarkin with anything else in the movie aside from just standing there. He didn't have a blaster or anything. So if this is how we're getting this Interrogation Droid, I'm quite okay with that. The sculpting of this thing here is pretty fantastic. Lots of little lines, panel detailing, buttons, knobs, and stuff sculpted in there. And whatever all these little silver things sticking out are, all I know is it had that needle on the left side as it was going right in towards Leia. And you get that here. Painting to it, well, obviously it's a black piece of plastic, lots of little silver lines painted in there, and then just some silver dots, red dots, yellow dots, well, one yellow dot I think as it comes around. So overall this thing's looking pretty good, and I think it sizes up quite nicely with the figures. One thing I will say about this is I wish that stand was taller. It just sits so low on the shelf next to the other figures. I wish it got up there, about, you know, shoulder range or just above head. Otherwise, though, as far as the way it sits on this stand, it does have some articulation to it. You know, maybe just in case your shelf's a touch crooked or something. I don't know, but probably just the way they had to make it. I'm guessing I didn't want to pull too hard, but certain you could just pop that out if you wanted to. So, yeah, you got that you can kind of spin around and display however you want. So overall, this is just a fantastic release of Tarkin, and like I said, I'm glad they included the Interrogation Droid here. It certainly makes the figure worth the price of admission, because they kind of could have gone like a premium route with this, maybe an exclusive to, well, Target now, I guess, and, you know, added $5 to the cost or something, and that just wasn't the case here, so that's pretty cool. And while it certainly took a while for Tarkin to get some love in the 6-inch line, just as he did on the 3 3/4-inch line, if it took waiting for this photoreal technology to come around for this to happen, I'm quite alright with that. This is just a solid release. And so another review all wrapped up. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on the Grand Moff Tarkin figure in the comment section below. And as always, thank you for watching.